I think I was saying earlier, like back to the worst marketer, like I'm more of a person that's like, I'm a storyteller. I don't care as much at the end of the day that you buy the product. As like, I just want to, this is a really important story to tell, and I'm going to do my best to tell it. And I hope that you're moved by it. And if you're not, I'm not going to shame you for choosing something else. But perhaps, I mean, in some ways that's the worst marketer ever. And maybe that's the best marketing ever.
Yeah. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the E-commerce Unlocked podcast. As you know, it is the place where we talk about e-commerce and all the tactical, strategic things that you can put into your business today. We've got Vailas, the Senior Vice President, Brand Marketing at Dyper. It's already been a lot of fun talking with you, Alex. Really quick, I just want to turn it over to you and just give us like a little bit of a background on yourself, kind of your strengths, weaknesses, if you want to throw that in there, and then we'll just jump into it.
Well, thank you so much for having me. It's great to get to talk shop with you all. So yeah, a little bit about me. I'm the Senior Vice President of Brand Marketing at Dyper. Been with Dyper for 2.5 years. Before Dyper, I kind of have one of those non-linear paths. It's very scribbly. But I think one of the unique things about my background is I've been on the creator side, the agency side, and now the brand side. So I have unique experience knowing all three. And my strength is really in content creation and telling stories and scaling content. That's where a big chunk of my career has been spent, a little PR dabbling. And then the opportunity came to go brand side. And I think once you've been a freelancer and consultant and on the agency side, you get the itch to go brand, and you just wonder what it's like over on the cushy brand side.
So cushy, huh?
So how is it?
It's not so cushy. It's really hard.
Yeah. So is it like, what are the takeaways? What is it like being in a brand?
I think the best part of being brand side is that you get to see the needle move. You know exactly what, from start to finish, you get to be a part of that process and that idea, bringing it to life. You get to see how consumers react to it, whether, they responded well, how it impacted sales, customer service. You get to see the whole experience, the whole customer journey. Whereas when you're on the agency side, you get hired to do a campaign. You hand over the assets to usually a paid media agency or the brand itself, and then they just say, yeah, it's great. And then you wonder, did you ever run the spot? Or,
Yeah.
So are we going to work together again? So yeah. So now that I get to be on this side, I also, as I work with agencies, I have the privilege of making sure I'm the best client they've ever had. Because anyone who's been on the agency side has a lot of stories to say about clients.
Oh man, I know. I mean, I've worked with a lot of agencies in the past, and I mean, I've been more brand side than anything in my career, but I love that you called out that like you see the needle move. Like you can kind of like start from conception and go all the way to like, hey, this is how the campaign went, which is I've never considered something that you don't necessarily get as a just content creator or just an agency.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
What made you kind of go from that jump though, from going to agency and then you went to like Dyper? Out of all the e-com or all the brand sides you could have gone, like you got a passion for diapers, or like how did this whole diaper transition happen and whatnot? It's like, all right, dude, this is a messy business. Let's get into it, or what?
Yeah. There are so many puns. Let's just be honest. Messy business. There's so many puns with diaper business. I mean, that's kind of half the fun. But no, I definitely I hate diapers. I think I have 2 kids. I've changed. Let's see. Average a baby goes through on average 2,700 diapers in their lifetime. So I did that twice. I don't really want to change more diapers, but I think my disdain for them actually is a perfect reason to be at Dyper, because we are the diaper company trying to make sure that these diapers stay out of landfills. And we would love to see people not have to use diapers at all, because they're very wasteful and they hurt the planet. So I love that I get to kind of come with my mom experience to the job and think and empathize with these people who are exhausted beyond belief and try to solve a problem of getting them more sleep and making sure the diaper performs without the guilt of hurting the planet. And I think that the reason why I decided, I mean, I had worked a little bit in CPG as a freelancer. I've worked for Target, Home Depot, Anthropologie, Revlon, all sorts of different brands. getting to work with all their products. And then I've worked in the automotive camping space, telling stories from the road with Airstream and Jayco and Keystone campers.
Oh, fun.
Yeah, it was a fantastic job. I loved that job. COVID kind of caused some change there. And then everyone decided to buy an RV, and then it was a major burnout. So the reason why I wanted to go brand side was, I live in Scottsdale, Arizona. We're based in Scottsdale, Arizona. And after COVID, I really missed being in the office. And this was an opportunity for me to work with people in an office space again, and to support my local business community too. And like I said, get to see how I could really, if I wanted to know also if I had the chops, like, do I have the chops to build a brand or not? We think at agency world, we think we know everything, but you get on the brand side. Yeah, I know nothing. I was talking earlier about saying I'm the worst marketer ever. This is not a great marketing campaign for myself, but
I think I can sympathize with you because, I don't necessarily feel like I'm a great marketer, but I've had results. I've done things. I'm like, man, I remember one campaign that I put together. We launched it. They were like, hey, what day should we launch? I was like, I don't know, Sunday. And they're like, okay, cool, let's do it on Sunday. And launched it. And I was on a road trip with my family, and I pull up in my phone just to quickly look at like my Shopify app, and it like had way more zeros there than I had anticipated than like normal that day. And it was like, something's wrong. And so I like opened it up, and then I get 2 texts from the founders. They're like, dude, what's happening? Like, what's going on? And I was like, it worked. It worked. I don't know. The campaign worked.
I'm sure I was pissed at you that next day.
Yeah, no, everybody was, Emerson was ticked because he had to ship everything out.
I had to ship it.
Yeah, but it really was one of those things like, I think it'll work. Let's do it Sunday. And it took off. It was our biggest sales day of 2020. COVID hit, things were difficult, and, we just had this killer day. And so, I mean, I can't take credit for that win. It was a team that we all worked together. And I honestly feel like, to kind of what you said earlier, I don't feel like a good marketer. I feel like I'm the worst marketer. But, when you're working with a team, you're telling a story, you work together, and, you get some really good wins, and you get some really good perspective when you're working with a brand.
Definitely. I think, on the agency side, you hire agencies for either the execution or the ideas. And so being on a lot of the idea side, you think you know everything. This idea is great. And maybe you have some consumer insights to prove that before you really put it into production. But yeah, being on the brand side, there are a lot of times where I came into the job thinking, I know brand marketing, like this is what we do. And there are some best practices, but I think working at Dyper, it's really shown me you can have all the experience in the world, but there's still a lot of trial and error, and there's a lot of learnings, and it's the most important thing is to just get back up and try again and be iterative and be quick. Speed is a huge advantage, especially as a challenger brand in a category that's been dominated by Procter & Gamble and Kimberly-Clark for, decades. So a couple of things that we've been doing to stand out, we are, I guess some background for the listeners, we have been around for 6 years, almost 6 years. We started D2C, and then we've grown into an omni-channel brand with our largest retailer being Walmart. And we're on Target.com, Amazon. We've been on Thrive and Grove in the past. We're on Baby List as well. So it kind of gives you some perspective. And so with Walmart, thinking about the Walmart shopper, it's like 60% of all diapers or so, I think that's around 60% are sold brick and mortar between Target and Walmart alone. So I really I can influence a lot on the top funnel and create awareness and all that. But at the end of the day, they're in the aisle, probably have a kiddo screaming at them in the aisle, needing to make a quick decision, and they're quickly looking at price. Like, price is the main driver of purchase, especially in Walmart. So it's hard to stand out when you are more in the premium side in the category as a sustainable, or we like to say a responsible diaper choice. So the way we've had to stand out is we recently launched a diaper card program. It's called the Diaper Card, And what it is when you use this card, once you qualify and you're able to have this card, you get 3 months or around 3 months or so of diapers for free. And you can redeem that at Walmart. So it takes, you drive some foot traffic, the shelf experience, you see the box, you know what it looks like, you get your diapers, and then it drives trial. Obviously, you're not going to forget that brand that you love that gave you those free diapers, and hopefully driving trial will then drive repeat customer experience. And so we launched this card, and what's really, really special about this card is that when you don't use diapers anymore, because there's a point when we lose our customer around that 2-year mark, just because they've graduated and they're potty trained, and we love that and celebrate that. But they can then still use that card and use the points on the card to go to an early bird account where they can invest in their kids' future. It's a savings account. And that's just a wonderful way where we really are a company whose mission is caring for baby and their future. And so future encompasses the future of our planet, the future of the child too, and in every sense of the word, their well-being, their body, but also just the accessibility of their life and just being set up for success as a whole. So we're really proud of the program, and that launched last July. So that's a huge area of innovation where I don't think anyone's ever really done that before. So
I've been wondering this, like, okay, so you guys came into an industry that was heavily commoditized, just grab what's on the shelf. And yet you guys are standing out in some very innovative ways. And I think one way that you didn't call out, but that I know that you're good at, is the storytelling, because you just told us that story. So I've got 3 kids. I've got one on the way. I've got one in diapers. And yeah, no, my wife, she's a little crunchy. She likes, kind of the sustainability. She likes she calls her, she's crunchy.
Russ, you haven't told me you're having a kid. What the heck? Is the baby announcement?
Awesome.
What?
Yeah, Emerson, I meant to tell you. Oh, this is
Okay.
great. We're doing it live.
Alex,
yeah, Emerson, we're pregnant.
Alex, this is going to be an awesome moment for you. Get ready. We're pregnant too.
Wait, what?
I haven't told Russ.
No, you gotta be kidding me.
All right, so I'm on number 2. Russ is on number 4.
Congratulations. Oh my goodness. This is
I can't believe that we just did that.
That's great. So yeah, you got some future diaper customers coming up, Alex. All right, so get ready.
Yeah.
There we are.
I'm excited.
That's amazing.
Okay, well, are you excited to change a lot of diapers?
We just got our kid out of it a couple months ago, so it's been a year, I guess now almost, but yeah, I have a 3-year-old, and now we're back in it. Russ still has she's like a year and a half. She 2 years.
She just turned 2 last week.
Yeah.
So she's really interested in the toilet. So we're kind of toying with that idea, and we'll get there. But I mean, what you just told me, I mean, the story, obviously, you didn't try to make it a story, but I just think inherently you kind of told the story of like baby growing up, preparing for their future, that kind of thing. That is like that. As a parent, it's like, oh man, that just makes you feel warm and good. You like that. So I just want to call out that like the ability of Dyper and of you specifically to be able to tell those stories probably is another differentiator that I'm noticing when it comes to your brand.
Yeah, I would say most brands in the category double down on the fuzzy, soft, cuddly time. And we as a brand are just honest in that this isn't very cuddly. This is gross.
This is
but it's a necessity, right? So how can disposable products be sustainable rather than just say, oh, you have to cloth diaper. Of course, we're huge fans of cloth diapering. We really want to create an experience where there's no shame here. We understand that accessibility is also important, and price is a big barrier. So we're never going to shame anyone for their choices, but we do offer cloth diapers on our site, and we also offer our core line, our original line is what we call it. And then we even have a premium diaper that has that's charcoal enhanced, which is really cool. That's another way we're standing out that we can talk about later. But I think that the story that we're trying to tell is just an honest one of, hey, these end up in the landfill. We know you need them. There's a better way. Our founder, Sergio, he is a dad, and he was just wheeling a wheelbarrow of dirty diapers to the curb, like you guys are going to keep doing for another couple of years. And he stood at the end of the curb, and he had a long driveway, and he's like, there has to be a better way. Like, this is just sad that this many diapers are going into landfill, and diapers stay in a landfill for up to 500 years.
Jeez.
Oh, wow.
Typical diapers do. Yeah. So, when you, and a lot of people don't know that 2 plastic bottles, there's, in a typical diaper, there's around 2 plastic bottles worth of plastic. So then we're all obsessed with our straws and plastic bottles, and Stanley's having a moment, clearly, but I mean, how can we tell this story? So we've spent most of our time telling a story around the landfill. I will say, though, like, when storytelling, we learn, like, there isn't a lot of concern or urgency around landfill conversations because it's out of sight, out of mind. And so we've learned in storytelling to talk a lot more about the ocean, because a lot of people have more of an emotional connection to the ocean. So it's super interesting, the consumer insights there. But see, that's what I'm saying. Like, storytelling, you think you have the answer, and then you realize, oh, I don't have the answer.
That's fantastic. How did you guys find that? Like, what gave you the tip of, like, oh, don't talk about landfills, talk about the ocean?
Consumer surveying.
Oh, the most fun thing ever.
Yes, but I love that at Dyper they really do listen to data. We are very focused on, testing and making sure, is this landing with our customers? Do people care about this? And truthfully, the data shows that sustainability, I think that it's table stakes now to have some type of eco message with your product. Especially for the Gen Zers, they do care a lot about the planet, which was awesome. And at the same time, price is still the number one. And then with the diaper, you're not going to use a diaper that doesn't work, right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
I mean, I feel like you don't want to wake up more than you need to, right? Right.
No, I feel like, how does that storytelling go for you? You're being omni-channel. You have stuff in Target, Walmart, whatever it is, in store, and they're just looking on the shelf. You also have your website sales, but how do you tell that story, like, omni-channel, so everyone knows? Obviously, on your site, you can say, here's landing pages, here's all these assets you can look at. But a storefront's different. So how does that life cycle compare, or how do you make that messaging and branding cohesive throughout the whole channel?
That's a great question, Emerson. I wish I had a silver bullet. I don't. I can tell you some ways we do it now.
Yeah, let's hear it.
I think that's the thing is, like, when you go into retail, and it's such a very different experience to look at something on shelf. You rely on your packaging to tell your story, right? So of course, there's a lot that you can do in media buying to try to get the awareness out about your brand, so that when they go into the store, that they know who you are, for sure. Definitely doing that. And then, of course, we drive to our website and landing pages that can tell a deeper story, or use influencers or things like that to tell a story before they hit the shelf. But in the store, it's really about the packaging. And that's why, we chose yellow, because it's the only color that was, that could really stand out in the aisle. It's also gender neutral. And we purposely didn't put a person and a baby on our box like many of our competitors. We decided to say, you know what, we're going to focus on the certifications that make this diaper safe and skin safe, and B Corp is right on the front of our box. And we're going to give that a lot of real estate, because that's what our customer, or we believe the diaper customer, cares a lot about. We're going to focus on, why are we a kinder choice to consumers? Here's our kindness pillars and what we stand for. And we're just going to keep it simple. It's like, this is what this product is. It's a plant-based diaper for you. And I think just by the way it's designed, with our giraffe, whose name is Frankie, and just trying to drive home the color, the brand codes of color, our giraffe, and what we stand for. I think that's a huge differentiator on shelf.
Yeah. You kind of talked about how like you do a little bit of the storytelling, a little bit of brand building before they ever get to the store. But I'm kind of curious on the marketing side, what is kind of like your main acquisition strategy? What's working for Dyper right now?
I'd say our main acquisition channels are really still Meta as a whole, and TikTok for sure is definitely climbing the charts for us.
Really? Oh, wow. That's awesome. So paid advertising is kind of where you guys are leaning in, getting those eyeballs. And then obviously, do you guys try to push D2C, or are you kind of doing just like hey, go to Walmart, or what's kind of the CTA that you're pushing on those?
I would say we primarily focus on D2C, and because it also just helps us tell that brand story. But we do, when you're on our PDPs, we do direct people, this is also available on Amazon, this is also available in Walmart, so that the consumer knows, oh, I have other options here. Maybe they're a Walmart Plus shopper, and they might want to use their subscription over there. They want to use their Prime, subscription. That makes sense. We understand that at the end of the day, these parents that are buying these diapers, they're very busy, they're very tired. It's not about we just want to make it convenient. Diapers have to be convenient. That's why the disposability of diapers, is staying strong. It's also why we wanted to be the first diaper company that really is, from start to finish, the closest to zero as possible footprint in a very easy way. So we also pick up, I don't know if you know this, but we have a re-diaper program where we'll pick up your dirty diapers for you and turn them into dirt and keep them out of the landfill. All you have to do is just subscribe, put them outside your door, we'll come pick it up. So
my operational mind on that is just mind blown on that, honestly, where I'm just like, wow, what a delivery driver. Like, are these like Uber drivers picking up stuff, like DoorDash guys just putting their cards and dropping it off somewhere, or like, no way.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah,
that DoorDash guy is like, all right, let's do it. That is crazy.
Yeah, I don't think they put it like next to them in the car. It's probably pretty stinky.
Yeah, you need a truck for that one.
Oh
yeah,
that's crazy.
How have you guys seen that program perform? Like, because like you said, I don't know of any other brand that's doing this. They're not looking at the full cycle. This is very important to your brand, and it's part of the story. So how do you see, like, I guess not necessarily adoption rate, but like how have customers responded to that?
They love it. It's a big reason why people choose us. I think there are a couple other diaper companies in the world that are starting to do this. There's one in the UK, but yeah, we are really proud of this program. We started out, the way it kind of started was actually people would put it in a box and ship it, you can beat that out. But there could have been some fun brand. Can't really do that, but
the FedEx guy's like, what is this?
And that still is an option for people. But now that we figured out a way to scale the pickup service, it's more economical to choose that. When we went into New York City, that was a whole undertaking of trying to figure out how you do it, and big skyscrapers and what the extra steps to pick up these diapers. But our customers genuinely care about the impact that diapers have on the future of their children. I mean, that's why we have the best customers ever. And so the adoption rate compared to our entire our whole subscriber base, it's a fraction, but it's not so much about, of course we want it to grow, but it's an extra cost. Diapers are expensive, and we're just thankful for people who are excited to see it grow. We want to try to make it more accessible. We're working on that, but we're thankful for those that choose to add it on. And it is only in 21 cities across America right now. So it's not available everywhere, but we'd like it to be. And we're trying to work with other partners to see what would it look like for everyone to be able to wheel diapers to the curb, and kind of like you're recycling and get it picked up and turn it into dirt. That'd be really cool.
You have a mission. I mean, really. So just for my brain, I like to kind of boil it down. Kind of what you're telling me is that with diaper, I mean, you're in an industry that's, you called it a duopoly, right? I mean, it's just been dominated by these huge brands, and then all of a sudden you've got these smaller entrants coming in. You guys specifically coming in and really innovating in ways that nobody else has done in an industry that probably most people looked at and like, no, there's nothing new to do there.
Yeah.
So you came in and you innovated on the product, but not only that, you innovated on the experience, you innovated on the brand perception, and you innovated on the story. And then like the full, you went beyond just the use of the product. You went full circle on the experience of the product, the mission behind the product. So I think for our listeners, just kind of like tie that in when you're looking at either a potential business opportunity, or like, for example, Emerson brought this up, I think before the call, that like he tried to do marketing with black bags, and like it's just black bag. It's a black bag. Buy the black bag. It's like, it's still black. You can go ahead and buy it. And I think even as me personally as a marketer, it's like, man, I feel like I've said the same thing over and over, or like, I don't know, like this is really hard. I'd rather go do marketing for this other brand because it just seems so easy over there. And then you get over there and it's never that easy. So it's kind of like pulling it back and like, okay, look at the full picture. Like, what are you missing? Like, what can you kind of dive into? What story can you tell? Are you just looking at one part of the life cycle, and maybe you can go a little bit deeper? And like, I love the fact that diaper has gone in like the future of the child. And then even the re-diaper program is the future of the child, when they're an adult, like, we're looking towards the future. We're doing this thing with like a very, very basic product that nobody's ever thought of it that way. So just kind of tying it up for myself, like trying to pull out some gems of things that you've kind of taught me today. So anything you want to add on that? Like, maybe did I misunderstand anything there, or anything you want to add to that?
I think one of the best things about, you asked me, why did I join Dyper? And I think the biggest, the people there, they like to do things. We say like radically different. So let's just go there. Let's just dream. Like, I think we don't even pause long enough when we're busy just trying to make a sale to think, how do we turn this upside down, or what would it even look like? We just start accepting status quo. That's the beauty of working for a challenger brand. Of course, it starts with, a problem and people getting fed up by something, but then with the right visionary and CEO, you have someone that's like, no, let's not even stop there. Let's just turn this entirely on its head. And I think that, story, there are some things where I've learned as a marketer, I have to balance with where the consumer is today. I still need to connect with them and empathize with them that they're tired. Diapers are expensive, and let's just be honest, you guys don't want to have to pay for diapers. You'd rather pay for something else.
Yes.
It's like having to pay for toilet paper, even. Like, you don't want to have to pay for that stuff. It just sucks.
Yeah.
And especially diapers that you have to change, that smell horrible, that you have to put in a can. Like, how can we just make things easier on our parents without sacrificing the future of our children? That's the crux of the problem. And then it's finding the right team and people that are committed to really working hard to try to figure out these solutions. I mean, everybody here at Dyper is a problem solver. So we're all Swiss Army knives. We don't, that's good and bad. I think I was saying earlier, like, back to the worst marketer, like, I'm more of a person that's like, I'm a storyteller. I don't care as much at the end of the day that you buy the product as like, I just want to, this is a really important story to tell, and I'm going to do my best to tell it. And I hope that you're moved by it. And if you're not, I'm not going to shame you for choosing something else. But perhaps, I mean, in some ways that's the worst marketer ever. And maybe that's the best marketing ever.
Yeah.
Right now. Maybe.
I think honesty is huge on that part. People are lacking honesty and that personability. I mean, I think Dyper, what we went over today, has a lot of personality, which is like, I'm saying there's a lot of personality about a diaper brand, which like you don't think about that. But I would love to be like a fly on the wall in some of your guys' meetings where someone's like, we're a diaper company, we're going to come out with a credit card, and everyone's like, that's the move. Like, it's just so like innovative, I feel. And then if there's something like, hey guys, new idea, like I maybe your supply chain guy came up with the re-diaper program, but he's like, let's pick up the poopy diapers. And everyone's like, yes, let's do it. Like, I wonder how that meeting went.
Our CEO, like he's so great like that. And then not to mention, we created a diaper that has charcoal enhanced in it. And because one day, there was one day where it's like, okay, we don't want to use inks and dyes and chemicals to make a print on a diaper, just to have a printed diaper like everyone's doing. But how do we offer something that's not just a white diaper if you want a different option? We had this, we knew about charcoal, has the unique properties that can fight odors and all that. And it just happens to turn it that pretty like charcoal black color. And he's like, I wonder if we can make that. And he just he goes and he comes back. He's like, I think I figured it out.
No way.
Yeah, he's so brilliant. In our product team too. But just people to say, instead of you've all been in those brainstorms, right? Where someone says there's no bad idea here, right? But then you secretly like, no.
And that's when we go with.
Yeah, no, but in this place, there's no bad idea. Throw it out there.
That's awesome.
There could be something there. And then sure enough, we were able to bring this diaper to market this past August. We launched it on Target.com. It's been doing really well. We now are selling it D2C and on Amazon. But charcoal enhanced diapers, and they look like, if there was like a Calvin Klein of diapers, that's what this is.
Yeah, I saw it on your site. I'm like, that looks kind of nice. That's it's the fancy diapers. I love it.
Yeah, that can still be turned into dirt and composted.
Yeah, that's amazing. So Alex, I mean, I've loved everything you've said today. And as we kind of wrap up, I want to ask you, if you were going to start an e-commerce business today, what would it be and why?
Not a diaper company.
You've done that. Been there, done that.
Not a competitor. All right, that's good. I'm Diapers happy to hear that.
Nope. Not gonna do that. I think that's such a good question. I'm gonna be really honest with you. There isn't really a new product that I think, oh, I gotta have that. If anything, I wish there are just some companies out there where I just want to tell their stories, or people whose stories are important, whose stories matter, and by hearing them change people's lives. So I think for me, when I think about like I don't know, I don't really have like you got to have this product or service. I guess I don't see any holes in the market. I just see opportunities to tell stories, because everybody has one, and everybody's story should be heard, because I think that there's a lot of advice that we can help each other. I mean, that's why we have podcasts. So I mean, I wish I could just, where I could just suck up all the knowledge, that'd be great. I guess that's what AI is doing.
Yeah.
She started an AI company.
I started AI. I was started AI. No, I'm a little late to the game. I don't know. I don't have anything cool to say.
No, that's actually, I mean, that's, you bring up a good point, that there are plenty of really good products out there, but they just aren't telling the story, or they haven't found the purpose behind. I mean, they have the purpose and they don't know how to tell that story, so that it really resonates with consumers.
Yeah. If anything, if I could spend a lot of time on something, I would probably spend my time in the nonprofit space.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I love that.
I'm honest. Yeah.
Well, I think something that's important, kind of what you highlighted there, is like storytelling. As much like on my end, like when I was like, I did marketing for like a week or two and said, hey, this is a black bag, like my storytelling sucked on that aspect for sure of it. But I think in my mind as an operations guy, I'm always like, the best product will always win in my mind, but that's not the case in reality. It's like the best storytelling in marketing will win, like fortunately, unfortunately on that side. So I think you're definitely right there. There's a lot of stories that need to be told, and a lot of messaging that needs to come forth, because there is so much noise in the space that it's hard to be like, okay, this is the better product, this is the better story, and people go with the better story. And I think that's a huge like service that a lot of brands haven't been able to identify or allocate the right resources towards to get that best product to market, or better positioned in the market, because it is kind of like there's so much noise out there. You really have to stand out. So I think that's definitely like a very valuable and viable service that is always going to be needed out there, especially in the e-com space.
I think our consumers are tired. And I think that they're tired of being manipulated. I think they've wised up to wow, like all the TikTokers on get this on my TikTok shop. Oh, that's sponsored. They understand what's happening with companies trying to market products, and they really, I mean, can we just have products where you just put the ingredients panel on the front of the box? How about that? Just tell me what's in it. Tell me what price it is. Tell me if it works. Where are your certifications that are proof points to tell me that it is? Because I don't actually trust you. I need an independent certification bodies to also. There's a lot of just mistrust with consumers and brands. So I think that's why storytelling, even it doesn't need to be flashy. It just needs to be honest. Because I think even on the marketing side and brand side, we're tired too.
Yeah. I mean, clickbait did really well for a long time.
Yeah.
But I personally hate doing stuff like that because it's inauthentic. It's gimmicky. It's manipulative. And in the end, that will probably work for a limited time, but it's not a long-term strategy.
No. I think our consumers are smart and they deserve the truth and they deserve the best. And let's really get to the heart of it. Our customer is a baby and they're the most vulnerable people on the planet. And any company that's selling a product for babies shouldn't manipulate anything. They should just be honest and straightforward so that you're providing the best care for the most vulnerable. That's
Alex, when's your TED Talk? That's like amazing.
It's
Honestly, I'm like getting chills over here. I'm like, wow. All right, go get them, girl.
Cut that out. Let's make an ad.
Let's make an ad. Let's throw it in.
There we go. Perfect.
Let's manipulate people with. No, just kidding.
See, this is the problem. We're not good. We market.
The clickbait. The clickbait would be the worst. Look at what the worst marketer in the world has to say, and then it's that clip. You won't believe what this marketer said.
Let's go, Emerson. You're gonna be my first customer.
Let's go. Put me on the marketing team. Let's go. I know how to do it.
Well, Alex, we appreciate you coming on with us and just being authentic about kind of like what you do, what you like to do, what strong suits are, what Dyper's done to kind of disrupt their space. And as we wrap up, where can people find you? You know, if they want to connect with you and chat a little bit.
Yeah. Oh gosh. Okay. Well, LinkedIn, I would say the listeners probably have that, right?
Yeah. Usually.
So, just my name on LinkedIn, Alexandra Vailas. You should probably put that in the show notes because it's a long one.
Yeah, we'll do that for sure.
I hope people follow us. On Instagram, Get Dyper is our Instagram handle. I'm on Instagram. I did not brand myself really well there. It's AVE Styles. We don't need to go into why that's my handle. It's kind of like when we had AOL and like that was my screen name was Charlotte 3.
I love it.
And now my Instagram handle is similar. I'm like, damn it. I mean, beep.
It's great.
This is good as let's end. So yeah, Instagram AVE Styles.
Well, that's perfect. Thank you, Alex. And we'll hopefully be chatting with you again in the near future and bring you back for all the other cool stories that you're telling.
I'd love that. Thank you so much for having me.